Hello everyone and welcome to Campus Channel. I'm here with Audencia Business School, the academic director Jad Bazi and one of his students, Elise Van Van Kron. They are both here to answer my questions, but first let's start with the admissions. Jad, can you walk me through the admission process? Is there a difference between a part-time student and a full-time student? Sorry.
Thank you, Guillaume. So when it comes to the admissions process, mainly the main criteria is that we are accepting candidates with a Bac plus 4 or Bac plus 5. They don't need to have a specific background when it comes to finance, for example. It's a plus, of course, but it's not a major requirement. We have two tracks, as you mentioned. We have the full-time and we have the alternance, the apprentissage. There's no main difference when it comes to admissions. They can both be accepted based on the qualifications, which are the same in both cases, whether it's a degree in engineering, whether it's a degree in finance, it's the same.
So I don't need to know finance before applying, is what you're saying?
It's a plus, of course. It's not a prerequisite, let's say, but no, it's not a requirement. How the process goes through is that, okay, you have these qualifications, which, as I mentioned, you have Bac plus 4, Bac plus 5. You send us online, you send us the CV, you send us the application, the dossier, let's say, we go over it, the admissions process. The admissions team goes over the documents, authenticates them, and then I do a oral admissions test, let's say, which is actually an interview, formal interview with the students. What I look at mainly when it comes to students is the potential. I want to see that they have the potential to succeed. They have a clear vision towards what they want to achieve after the degree. And of course, they have the soft skills, let's say, which allow them to excel in this domain. What I talk about, it could be something related to time management, for example. This is one difference between the alternance and the full-time. Both need high time management skills. But for the alternance, because there's more pressure when it comes to work and study at the same time, they need to have high time management skills, high soft skills, good team building skills, and so on. So this is what we look for in the potential candidates that we have.
All right, Elise, so what was your academic background like? What were your skills, your soft skills, like Jad is talking about?
My academic background was quite classic because I come from preparatory classes, and then I joined Audencia in 2020. I followed the classic academic career at Audencia. I had the opportunities to do some internships during these studies. So I did an internship in finance in a large company in M&A. And then I went to Malaysia where I did an internship in an investment fund. And thanks to these internships, I really had a clear vision of what I wanted to do. And when I saw that Audencia proposed this master in finance with this focus on sustainability, it was really clear for me that I wanted to do this master, so it helped me. And then I joined this specialized master.
Sustainability is the key word in this master, and I was wondering, are you personally engaged towards sustainable causes, for example?
For sure. I think that this aspect of the master first was my main reason why I joined this master, and I think that personally, yes, I'm involved. It's quite cliche in my everyday life. For sure, like everyone, I try to sort my garbages. I eat less meat. In my studies, I'm doing my thesis on biodiversity and the link with biodiversity and finance. And also on my free time, I work for an association which is Team for the Planet. I don't know if you know it. It's an association that invests in sustainable startups, and so I help them choosing their investments and assessing the project of the startup. So yes, I'm quite involved in this subject.
Well, everyone doesn't do it, as you said, like everybody doesn't do it. It's 50-50 French and English.
Exactly.
What are the language requirements for international students? Like how good at French do they need to be? And same question regarding French students. How good at English do they need to be?
Well, as you mentioned, it's 50-50 when it comes to the courses. There is a English requirement test, which is the acceptable ones, normally the TOEFL and the IELTS, certain levels which allow them to communicate and also to study well the courses, because you need a certain level, whether it's in English or in French, in order to be able to understand well the courses and the different concepts, and to communicate well also with the professors. Now, the main emphasis is on French, especially for alternance students who need to find an apprenticeship in a company, which is usually a company based in France, since the program is in Paris. So they need to have good communication skills in French, of course, so that they can be able to work and also to study in French. Regarding English, of course, it's a important requirement. 50% of the courses are in English, so we expect students to be able to communicate also well in this language.
You mentioned the Parisian campus. Are the part-time and the full-time on the same campus, or are the different campuses?
Yeah, exactly. Now, when it comes to the students, they are together in the same class even. So they follow the same rhythm, they follow the same courses. It's not like we have two separate tracks. No, they are in the same class. In Paris, our campus at Saint-Ouen, which accommodates for the groups on the Sphere and several other finance groups. I would like to assess the level of information that they have, the background that they have, whether it is in finance or also in sustainability. I asked some finance questions, but as we mentioned, it's not a prerequisite. It's not a requirement for them to have a background in finance, but it's a requirement for them to be interested and know why they are interested in sustainability. It's a requirement for them to have a vision also towards the future when it comes to after the degree. What are they trying to achieve also? What kind of posts are they trying to apply to, and so on. So here is the let's say the part which is very important for us, the potential that they have and the vision that they have. No specific questions on finance. There are a couple of questions that I asked just to assess a certain background, a general background.
Can we have some of those?
Things, for example, related to economic differences between, let's say, monetary or fiscal policy, general things that you don't need to have a degree in finance to know about. It's general information. But of course, we also focus on sustainability, and these I cannot tell you about.
All right, let's keep that a secret then.
Yes,
However, what we won't keep secret is the program and what it's made of through the questions that are coming with the program. You said that they have the same schedule, the part-time students and the full-time students. Does that mean like when the part-time students are in companies, then what are the full-time students doing?
That's a very important question. We try to accommodate, for example, we try to accommodate this difference in the timing for the full-time students by helping them pursue some of the certificates, for example, the CFA certificate, which I always encourage the students and provide them with the material, with the books that they need in order to at least, once they finish the degree, they could also have a very important certificate in the world of finance, such as the CFA certificate. There's also the Bloomberg access that we provide, which also have certain certificates. So full-time students can actually benefit a lot from this time that they have, this extra time that they have, in order to achieve also other milestones that can help them later on in their career.
Sustainability is about innovation. Elise, what would be the most innovative thing that you've noticed in this program, according to you? What was the thing that you were like, okay, that's different from any other kind of finance I've studied so far?
On the whole, I think that it's quite innovative first to propose finance, sustainable finance, and I think that Audencia is quite in advanced for it. I think one of the courses I really liked was about new regulations about environmental issues and sustainable investment, which is quite new. So I think that it's really innovative because it has been along like just for 3 years, 2 years maximum, I think. So I think that having these knowledges and these skills are really important for financial industry nowadays.
And regarding facilities, are you in contact with innovative facilities as well? Do you have like any special kind of facilities at your disposal?
At our disposal, we can always go if we want to the campus of Nantes, where we have some Bloomberg disposal, all these things for finance, but we don't really need some specific devices or anything. Like it just, I think, more on the professors where it's really innovative, because we have some professors who are working on sustainable investing or who have a PhD in this field. So I think that it's more on the human, that it's more innovative than on, I don't know, some devices or things at our disposal.
We mentioned hard skills and soft skills. Which one are specific, according to you, to the sustainable finance?
Both. I think like we need to have soft skills and hard skills. Hard skills because we need to learn about, as I said to you, all the regulations, the new way to invest, and for me all these things are hard skills. But we also need to have some soft skills because, as you said, I think that most of the students are now involved, are more interested in this field. So I think that it's a mix between being involved, interested in the subject, and know things, like really have hard knowledges about it.
And so how do you teach those hard skills and those soft skills? Which way do you use? What's the pedagogy do you use, to make sure that it's well received and well taught?
So this, I think this is a very important question. This is part of the innovation that we have in this program. When it comes to the mix that we have, to the information, to the curriculum, it was kind of tailored through the collaboration between the academics, the researchers that we have at Audencia that have top skills in this domain, and also through the professionals who assist us a lot in the program also. So this collaboration can help build both the hard and the soft skills. The students will learn from professionals a lot of the soft skills that they need to excel in this domain, and also from the academics, from the research that we do, the hard skills, let's say, that's also necessary for them to excel in this domain. It's part of the innovation of this program also.
Okay, let's talk a bit frankly, Jad, here.
Yes.
Is green finance equal to greenwashing?
It has been a
Are you hesitating?
No, because it has been a debate, but the way I see it is that these days sustainability is not a choice. Sustainability is a necessity. So we are actually facing issues, challenges, climate change, resource depletion, even social inequality, and all of these issues need to be addressed, and they need to be addressed seriously and effectively. So we cannot minimize the effect of the sustainable practices that we have, and in the end, these are as I mentioned, a necessity nowadays. Companies need them to survive in the future. So it's not a matter of choice anymore.
All right. Does it take a lot of work to be successful in this MSc? Because we're talking about sustainability, about hard skills, soft skills, how do you develop them? But does it take a lot of work? Is it really hard, or does Audencia make it easy for you? How does it exactly? Tell us about it, the dark side of this master.
There's no dark side. No, but I think that like every studies you need for sure to work. But there's no secret. Like if you follow the courses during the class, it will be pretty much easier after to understand and to do it at home. But for sure, if you don't follow during class, it will be a bit difficult. You need to work at home, to put a bit of personal work on it. But I think, like Mr. Bazzi said, there's no perfect profile for this master, and even if you are not with a financial background, you can success in this master, and I think that it's accessible for everyone as soon as you work hard on it.
All right, you would say no pain, no gain, or
yes,
something like that. All right.
Exactly, yes.
exactly.
Do you have any partnership with famous banks or companies?
We actually do. Many of the collaborators that we have, the professional collaborators, they actually have a high professional standard, let's say, or they are in high professional posts. For example, at Société Générale, at KPMG, at Goldman Sachs. We have collaborators also from EDF working on one of several major sustainable projects. We have international faculty also that are well engaged in the program. We have also lawyers who are well informed in this domain in sustainability. So all of this collaboration builds up the curriculum that we offer to students.
We also mentioned international students, because it's 50-50 French and English. As a foreigner, what are the advantages of studying these courses in France, at Audencia in Paris?
Well, first of all, it opens the door to this intersection between finance and sustainability. Of course, this is something that is a bit rare. It gives international students this exposure to the workplace also in France through the apprentissage or the alternance, so that they can integrate easier into the workplace, into the marketplace, and even abroad, because it's, as we mentioned, 50% English, 50% French. So they also learn these main concepts or terms in a way that they can collaborate easier also on an international level.
And to conclude, before we move on to after, if you had to give 3 words to describe your experience in this program, what would they be?
Well, just 3.
Just 3, yes. Unless you want to give us more than 3 words.
Enriching.
Enriching, all right.
Because of the diversity of people there in it. I would say complete.
Okay.
Because it covers everything in finance. And international, as we have courses in French and English, and people from all over the world.
So enriching, complete, international. Let's see what's after. When you apply, you don't have to have a clear professional path. You need to have an interest in sustainability, in finance, but you don't need to know precisely what you want to do, from what you've told us, Shad. How is Audencia helping you find your professional path? You or your friends among the master?
They help us thanks to some career events first, where we can go and so meet some professionals and understand more their job. And they also help us with the professors who are always here to talk about what they are doing, because we have some professionals that work in banks. So if we want to ask them some question about their jobs, if we are interested in what they are doing, they can help us answering our question and even help us to enter in the process to apply to these jobs. So in all this way, they are really helping us in our career, and even at the end, when we have our master degree, we can always have all the network of Audencia, so it can always be useful for people who are just entering Audencia when they enter this master and were not here before.
And so, do you know what you want to do afterwards?
Yes, for maybe my mind will change, but for the moment, I would like to work in an investment fund, which would be specialized in sustainable investments, because for sure I was doing this master for this. So I don't see myself not doing a job which is not related to this. So I really would like to find a job in it.
What kind of international recognitions does this program have? Is it part of any kind of rankings, or how could you reassure students that yes, you will find a job once you've graduated and the international community recognize it as a really good master?
Well, the program is part of the Audencia programs, which are actually Audencia is AACSB accredited, it's EQUIS accredited, it's AMBA accredited. So these programs also follow this accreditation. And it has also a special ranking, which is last year we had the #1 ranking in the sustainable finance domain, or sustainable finance masters in France.
Well, #1 is quite good.
Exactly.
Which is quite good. #1 is quite good. Are the people working in sustainable finance earning less than the one working in finance? Because finance is also about earning money, I guess. And so, do you trade sustainability for earnings?
I don't think so. From what I have seen, I wouldn't say that. Actually, what's happening, or how I see it these days, is that this is an emerging science, let's say, and there's a lot of new jobs, new titles that are being created. we are seeing now posts such as sustainability analyst, analysts who analyze the risks that are incorporated in investments from a point of view of sustainability. We're seeing more specialists in green bond investing and green bond financing. So all of these new domains are quite rewarding, actually. And we have seen a lot also on the side of entrepreneurship startups, sustainable fintech startups, if we want to say. It's mind-blowing, the amount of startups that we're seeing in this domain through entrepreneurship, which also is very rewarding, actually.
So you will save the planet and still make good money, make green money. Do I really need an MSc in financial markets and sustainable investment in order to work in the sustainable finance industry? Is that very important? I see you nodding. Can you tell us about it, please?
Yes, I think so. For sure, it's a real bonus to have this in its knowledges, and I think that now companies are really interested in this kind of skills. And so, if they see that you really did a special training in this, I think that your profile will be more interesting than just someone who did a master just in corporate finance, because it shows that you are really interested and involved in it. So I think it's an opportunity.
So for you, it's a game changer.
Yes.
If you don't have this sustainability on your CV.
I can add also
Yes.
a point here, because the program covers the different aspects of finance, corporate finance, financial markets, and sustainable finance. But even the corporate finance part is, we look at corporate finance from the lens of sustainability. So we have the typical courses in corporate finance, but adjusted to incorporate sustainability in them also. So this is also a plus that I think there's a great demand for this kind of knowledge nowadays in the market.
All right, thank you, Jad. I think it's time for extra time. Finance is a very competitive environment. I think we can agree on that. Is there also a competitive atmosphere between the students of the class, therefore?
Not at all. No. There's a good atmosphere between the students. No competition. On the contrary, we really help each other. We have a WhatsApp conversation for the classroom where we can give some help to students who struggle with some things. Yes, on the whole, like, students are really here to learn, and there's a lot of students who are already graduated, who have already worked, and so are, I think, more mature, and are not here anymore just to not follow the classes. So yes.
Which advice would you give students who is going to apply, integrate, be admitted next year, when it's going to start the year in September, I guess, 2024, which advice would you give the student that he really should follow? I mean, an advice you could have given yourself before starting, for example.
Advice, like, I would say don't put yourself some barriers because you don't have a lot of knowledge in finance. Like, it's not an issue. You will learn. This is made for it. So you don't have to put yourself barriers because you are, oh no, I'm from an engineering school or a law university. Everyone can do it. And for girls, I would like an advice as well because it's a more male environment, but now it's changing. So don't be afraid if you are a girl because, for example, our class is, I think, 40% girls. So it's quite encouraging. And yes, I think it will be my two main advice.
That's a great advice. One last thing. How is the life like in Paris? Are the people as unfriendly as they are said to be, or are the people nice in Paris?
I hope you're not Parisian, but
I'm not Parisian.
Okay, so I can say yes, quite. I don't know. They should smile a bit more.
They should smile a bit more. That would be your advice for them. Fine. And you're the new academic director, Jad?
Yes.
Why are you a good director for this program? And what's your vision for it?
So before joining the program, I was also directing several programs at at different universities. I think I come from an academic background and I have also an international background. So this all adds up to the way that we manage the program, the way that we communicate with the program. I think it's not only about me, the team, Audencia stands behind the program also to push it to the forward, let's say. So the whole equipe, the whole package, let's say, makes this program quite successful.
All right. So I think it's about conclusion. So if we have to remember one thing, or if you wanted to convince us to join this program, I have no knowledge in finance nor in a bit in sustainability, however, but whatever. What would you say? One thing we have to remember, or something to convince us? Elisa, I will let you start.
Okay, so if you want to have a comprehensive overview of finance, like having a training in market finance, corporate finance, and even sustainability finance, go for it. And this focus on sustainability will really be an opportunity for you. We'll see, I'm sure, in the next few years. And with an enriching classroom with so different kind of backgrounds and profiles, this master is made for you.
All right, thank you. Jad?
Yes, I would say that we're looking for forward-looking professionals, forward-looking candidates, the candidates who would lead us into this transformation, transforming the financial world, let's say, to become more sustainable. And this is, as I mentioned before, is a necessity. And this is also a highly demanded skill nowadays. And I would say that one of the best ways to show that you are an expert in a domain is to actually have a degree in it. And this is what we are offering in this program, a degree in finance, but from the lens of sustainability, covering the different aspects of finance from the lens or from the point of view of sustainability. So go for it if you think that you have these skills, and I'm happy to accommodate.
And to welcome your future students.
Exactly.
Thank you, Jad. Thank you, Elise. Thank you for answering all my questions. The question was how to invest sustainably in an unstable world. Well, I guess join the MSc in Financial Markets and Sustainable Investment, in order to have the answer to those questions and, well, let's say to save the world. Thank you for watching Campus Channel, and I hope to see you soon.